Welcome to Entry Point Virtual Church. We are so glad that you've joined us today. Today, we are focusing on why happiness matters, especially now.
What makes you happy in life?
Well, we like playing tag and also play hide and go seek.
Settlers of Catan.
Build Legos.
My dog.
I really love to swim and I love going underwater.
I think I laugh uncontrollably when I swim.
When my mom tickles me in the armpits, I laugh and I almost pee.
Food-wise, anything chocolate.
Chips and queso.
Coffee makes me happy.
French and Italian cuisine.
Good cheese on bread.
That moment when I hear my daughter laugh.
Seeing my family happy makes me happy.
My mom and my family makes me happy.
Spending one-on-one time with my kids. They are some great individual people.
I would say going places. I can't stand being tucked inside of a house all day.
Taking naps.
Big groups of my friends in one place.
I live at the beach. The sun comes out. I walk on the ocean. My friend Elliot. I'm happy.
I love it when I run into an old friend I haven't seen in a long time. And the conversation ends up going for you think it's gonna go an hour, but it ends up going 3 hours.
Living each day as if I was my youth.
Being creative makes me happy.
Learning new things.
Making music is a pretty euphoric feeling.
First thing that actually comes to mind is seeing other people when they're happy.
I'm just glad I'm still around. I didn't think I'd make it this far.
Take a moment and make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the worries of the day. Watch your worries just float out and away. Bring the feeling of inner relaxation into your body. Becoming aware of your body being completely still. Feel your body being completely still. If any unwelcome thoughts or distractions come to mind, those too can be sent out with the breath, released with the exhale. So for just this moment, the mind is empty and you are blessed with stillness. Bring your thoughts to a place where you are completely happy and peaceful, a safe haven where you experience feelings of security, well-being, and calm. It may be a place that you have been before, or someplace completely imagined. You may include a person, an animal, or an object that helps you feel secure, grounded, and at ease, and that helps you feel a sense of well-being. Feel yourself here and begin to see all the surroundings, the colors, the light, the textures, the sounds, the smells, the temperature. What does the air feel like on your skin? Envision yourself looking relaxed and peaceful. Place this vision in your memory. This is your inner sanctuary, your happy place. At any time during your daily life when you feel overwhelmed by an emotion, thought, or life circumstance and wish to feel secure and at ease, you can take a deep breath and re-experience this happy place. For now, take another deep breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. If you'd like to take another few minutes of stillness, press pause on this video, and when you're ready, press play to continue with the service.
Hi, Entry Point. We're here to tell you a little bit about what has made quarantine life actually a good thing for us.
Yeah, surprisingly been really first couple weeks are pretty rough, but
yes,
really had to use it as a time to reflect, and it's really been helpful.
And Owen doesn't like to sit still for videos. Go ahead, Betty. Yeah, we had a few major hiccups the first few weeks, which were tough. I know a lot of you were praying for Joshua's eye to heal. a really fluke accident, but thank you so much for all your prayers.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, and all better now. Just gotta get 1 or 2 more doctor's appointments, but that's not for till next month. So all good now.
Yeah, thankfully.
And she took good care of me.
It was a scary one, but since then we've had actually a really great experience at home. It's hard to imagine everybody who's struggling right now, but we're trying to just be grateful for what we have, which is really great quality time together. We were just thinking about it, and we probably haven't been together this much for it's been 6 years since
6 or 7 years, yeah.
Since we went backpacking in South America. That was the longest we had spent together. So
yeah, with my travel for work, I just I'm never home 2 months in a row. So it's been really good for us.
Been really good for all of us, and we get to experience all of Owen's new firsts, which has been really fun. He's learning new words. Today, his newest word was happy.
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 That's his first 2-syllable word.
So I'd say that word sums up, yeah, that's true, sums up how we're feeling right now, despite the circumstances. So we're very grateful.
Yep.
Thank you for this community. We've loved to join you all, and we can't wait to see everybody again.
Bye.
My favorite aunt died of brain cancer 35 years ago. She was my dad's sister, and she was brilliant, witty, and she had a small claim to fame. She had the distinction of having in her 3rd grade student teaching classroom at New Concord Elementary School in New Concord, Ohio, a bright, eager student who wanted to be a pilot named John Glenn. Now, however cool that is, it is my aunt's daughter, my cousin, who is the actual focus of this story. At my Aunt Eva's funeral, my cousin and I reunited after many decades of not seeing each other. There we sat, giggling and howling in the funeral home, while hushed tones of visitation swirled all around us. Finally, a man who apparently didn't know who either one of us were approached us and asked us kindly to lower our voices and to stop laughing out of respect for the family. My cousin leaned her head close to his, and she said, "That's my mother over there in the casket, and she would love that we are laughing right now. We are happy, and she would love that. She would want that for us." The gentleman abruptly turned and walked away. A few weeks ago, in her message, Lori Lee Andrews stated that often our emotions overlap. She told us that sometimes, right in the middle of a very happy moment, we might feel sorrow. Right in the middle of a funeral, we might feel happiness. As we focus today on why happiness matters, especially now, in the middle of a pandemic, please keep Lori Lee's words in the front of your mind. It's okay for our emotions to overlap. This is undoubtedly a scary, awful time, but it doesn't have to be only scary and awful. This can be a time of happiness and joy as well, and it should be, because happiness matters all of the time, and happiness matters especially now. Dr. Dawn Berwick of the Institute for Healthcare Improvement acknowledges that yes, right now there are 3 experiences going on in each one of us. We all have a certain level of fear. We are frightened of getting sick or dying. We are all surrounded by economic hardship. And we are all socially isolated like no other time in our lives. As a result, our happiness and our well-being are even more important because they are the social determinants of our health. Recent declines in life expectancy in the United States have little to do with health care, but are much more closely related with factors such as despair, loneliness, and poverty, all of which are increasing during this pandemic. So, what can we do? How can we combat loneliness when we're socially distanced and we are spending so much time at home alone? The key always has been and always will be relationships, which can't happen the way they used to. We have to make arrangements to meet with and talk to people differently. We now need to call or text or email, or we need to meet people virtually whenever possible. Now, for many of us, that doesn't seem to be very satisfactory. Never before in our lives have we been forced to choose between the safety of our physical health and the opportunity to see our friends and our loved ones face to face. In effect, we are choosing between our physical health and our mental health. And that's no easy choice. We are starving for person-to-person conversation out of concern for our physical health. Now, because I happen to believe that mental health is just as important as physical health, I want us to do better with trying to find happiness in the middle of a pandemic. So, here's something we can all do. We have to use this small window of opportunity that we often have to interact with the people that we do see in person, even if they are strangers. We used to have a social norm that said, don't talk to strangers. Now, I think we have amended that to be, don't talk to strangers, except during a pandemic and you are in a public place, so you might feel safe. If you find yourself standing 6 feet behind or next to someone waiting in a line somewhere, consider striking up a conversation. Ask that person about their favorite book or their favorite movie or podcast. They are as starved for conversation as you are. They might be really relieved that you started talking. That small window of opportunity to interact with people in a live setting often occurs when we are walking in our neighborhoods. We often now see people outside who have been our neighbors for years, yet we've never had the chance to meet them or get to know them, or even know their name. Those initial encounters might be awkward, but they are the encounters that are the safest we have for right now. They are brief in length, they occur outside, and we are standing a safe distance apart. Arthur C. Brooks, senior fellow at Harvard Business School, teaches a class on happiness. He states that enduring happiness comes from human relationships, productive work, and the transcendental elements of life. Brooks formats those elements into what he calls a happiness portfolio. This portfolio contains 4 sections: faith, family, friends, and work. The goal is to find the right balance between each of the 4 sections. Faith, for Brooks, is not a specific faith or set of beliefs. It is simply a structure through which we can ponder life's deepest questions, as well as to learn a little bit about how to think about other people and not just focus on ourselves. Work ideally gives us a sense of purpose in life. Of course, there are better jobs and worse jobs, but Brooks tells us that the goal of work is to have the sense that you are earning your success and serving others. Now, regarding family and friends, Brooks tells us that the key is to cultivate and maintain loving, faithful relationships with other people. Simple and straightforward. Psychologist George Vallant once summarized a 75-year-long study of Harvard graduates with these words: happiness is love. People who have loving relationships with family and friends thrive. Those who don't. How balanced are we? Have we allowed one section to dominate our potential for happiness while pushing other sections out of the picture? I think this pandemic offers a good time for us to assess how balanced our happiness portfolio is. As I step back and examine how Brooks has presented these 4 sections of our lives, faith, family, friends, and work, I'm struck with the realization that Brooks has reminded us of the presence and the importance of others in his description of every single section. Perhaps we can gently conclude that our very happiness relies upon our understanding of the presence and the importance of others and how we relate to them. Pope Francis has written, "Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We are all born to help each other, no matter how difficult it is. Life is good when you are happy, but much better when others are happy because of you." My prayer is that each of us would increase our own happiness portfolio, even now, because we have caused happiness in others. Amen.
Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on.
Okay.
These surveys that we gave you, they're designed to measure basically how happy you are. You scored a perfect score, higher than anybody that we've given this test to since we've been doing this. It's really quite remarkable.
Good.
I think we're all anxious to know, why do you think that is?
Well, I'll give you a very brief little summary of what I do every morning when I wake up. I wake up and I say, this day I choose to be happy, well, and complete. That's first. I thank God for letting me get up. Then I thank God for the fact that I have running water in a toilet. I have soap. I have toothpaste. There are people in the world who don't have any of those things. And for food. Because sometimes we get them, I don't think I can make it today. I don't think I'm going to. But we have to realize that we are truly blessed. Then I thank God for peace in my house. I have a peaceful house, and I meditate. And then after I meditate and have my prayer, I just say, okay, God, how may I serve you today, and who can I help today? And finally, I watch cartoons. And when I watch the cartoons, I wait for the answers, I just ask. And that's a very happy, beautiful day for me. Because I don't have any, cartoons never have a problem. There's always an end to it, right? Something good happens at the end. And I have several cartoons that I watch until my day begins. And so therefore, I don't have an attitude. I'm glad to be here.
I think you just told us in 2 minutes more than any of the studies we've looked over have. Thank you so much for coming in, Mama Hill.
It's my pleasure.
Crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. Hot air balloon, I can go stay. Yeah, like I don't care, baby, by the way.
Join us next Sunday at 10:30 a.m. for an outdoor service at Connor Prairie. At that service, we will focus on our tendency to make most things about us. In the meantime, have a great week. Keep your head held high and go in peace. Amen.